Hey everybody, welcome to Big Valley Living. I'm JJ.
And I'm Michelle.
Yes, she is. This is the introduction to a collaboration that we're a part of. It's the 2023 Instant Pot Collab, and it's hosted by Chris and Larry Homestead.
Mm-hmm. We are part of a fun group. On Friday, February 17th, there's going to be a cutting board being given away. So there will be 1 to 2 videos per day. Make sure to look for the hashtag 2023 Instant Pot Collab, as well as the logo that I'll be putting up here, okay? Keep your eyes out for that, because that's the official collab, and you'll want to go ahead and comment and consider subscribing to some of the channels, because they're really, really good.
Look down in the description box below, and we'll put a list of all the folks that are part of this collab. And go view their videos, comment, give them a like, subscribe to them. If you like what you see here, subscribe to us. That would be great. And off we go.
And there's a couple of things that I want to let you know too. If you don't have an Instant Pot yet, this may be the collaboration that shows you how easy and how handy they are in the kitchen. It took us a while to finally make the decision to invest in one, but it's really proven itself to be a very fine kitchen tool. So without further ado, we're going to take you into the kitchen, and we're going to be making beef stroganoff for the Instant Pot. And it's fun because we're actually using stewing beef, which is typically a little bit tough, but this is a wonderful recipe.
I will tell you, we've tested this recipe and it is really good.
Yeah, we bring family in and friends and neighbors and test out the recipes, and this is a definite winner.
So let's go.
And here's our list of ingredients. We're going to be using a couple tablespoons of olive oil, a couple tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce, 4 cups or 1 quart of beef broth, 7 cups of quartered, these are pretty solid medium-sized mushrooms, so 7 cups of quartered cleaned mushrooms, fresh mushrooms. We have 2 pounds of stewing beef. We have 1 medium onion, finely diced. We have about 7 or 8 cloves of garlic. That's about 2 tablespoons, and we like garlic around here. We have 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. We have just shy of 16 ounces of extra wide egg noodles. If you buy them in bulk, that's why we went ahead and put them in a bowl. We're going to have freshly ground pepper and some sea salt and a little bit of thyme, because we all need a little extra time, don't we? So let's go ahead and get started.
And then just one point I want to point out, on the beef, you'll want to make sure it's about a 1-inch piece, because a lot of times the stewing beef comes in bigger chunks, so about a 1 by 1, 1-inch size, that's all.
Sounds good.
All right.
Let's get to it.
Let's go.
All right, so we have already checked our seals. We've made sure that this little part is down. I've looked at it from both sides and I can see light through it, so it's not blocked. We made sure that we are set on seal before putting our lid on. And now, and we're not putting it on right now, we're gonna be sauteing. I just wanted to show you, this is something you wanna do before starting. Also make sure that your ring is nice and tight and clean, and your whole lid is. And to get started, we are going to hit the saute feature, and then we're going to go ahead and hit start. Now, we may not need the full 15 minutes, but we like to have plenty of time. Don't forget to hit start. All right, now we're going to start adding a little bit of olive oil and some meat to sear. So JJ's going to set the camera up so you can see everything. I do want to say one more thing. I did a recipe about during Croctober actually, and somebody who commented in the description or in the comments for us actually had this great idea. So we're going to be venting here, and we're going to do a quick release, and then we'll do a normal venting. And she said, hey, if she saw her cabinet that gets wiped out, so she said if you put your Instant Pot on a Lazy Susan, you can go ahead and move the steam safely without touching the pan away, and it won't damage your cabinets. Great tip. So if you have a Lazy Susan, put your machine on that if you're anywhere near a cabinet. I'm not one to measure, but for this purpose, I'm going to go ahead and measure. So we want about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. You could use canola oil or vegetable oil as well, but we like to keep it at the olive oil. Now you can see that we had this on for a couple of minutes, so I probably just moved the camera. So the oil is heating up very, very quickly. So I'm just going to let it sit for about maybe, 30 seconds. And as soon as I see it kind of spreading out, that means that it's warming up to the right temperature. And then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to sear the stew meat. And make sure, let's see what it does. Oh, nice, okay. The original recipe that we read, the first recipe that we had looked at, had you do they had you do the onions first. Well, then you can't really get your stew meat browned. And
you get any fond.
You don't get any fond. And so we want all those brown bits, quite frankly. Now we're going to have to obviously stir this down because it's 2 pounds and it doesn't fit all along the bottom. And another tip is that you don't want to turn your protein until your protein easily releases from whatever pan you happen to be using. I'm going to wash my hands up, and then I'm going to go and get myself a utensil. See, I'm just gonna, oh, there we go, see? It's releasing quite easily, and it's definitely browning. And we're not cooking this all the way through. We just want to get some nice flavor going on the meat, okay? Okay, so the meat's still a little bit pink, and it's released quite a bit of its juices. So now I'm gonna add the onion. We've cooked this for probably 2 minutes, and the onions are softening. You can tell if you look at some of them that they're getting a little bit, translucent. I'm gonna put my freshly pressed garlic in. Again, that's about 2 tablespoons. We really, really, really love garlic. A couple pinches of salt. Now it calls for about a half a teaspoon of thyme, and I just measure it into my hand. And I kind of give it a little zhuzh to open it up. What we're going to put in next is the Worcestershire sauce. 2 tablespoons of that. I love this flavor. And again, you guys, I don't usually measure. I just start dumping, so forgive my skills. And we'll give that a stir. Next come the mushrooms. I'm going to stir all this to combine a little bit and let these come down. I maybe should have put the next ingredient in before I put the mushrooms in, but here we are. We have 2 tablespoons of flour.
You just need to incorporate it anyway, so that's okay.
Yeah, so maybe if I did this again, I'd probably put that in with the meat for a minute and let the flour cook off, get that raw taste out of it. But I'll just give it an extra mix right now, and it'll be just fine. Big thing is you just don't want any clumps in anything. There we go. I like that. What do you think, Mr. Carlson? You like that? All right. Oh yeah, it's nice and coated. You can see it around the meat. Now this is what's going to give it that thick, the thickness when it's all cooked together. I think that worked out actually quite well. Okay, now we're going to take 1 quart or 4 cups of beef broth. I shook it up first, and then that's going to get stirred together. I'm going to throw another pinch of salt, and when I say a pinch, you guys, I'm talking a pinch. And I'm going to give it a little more pepper. This is a grinder, so really at the end of the day, this is probably less than a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper in there. This is going to be the first pressure cook. So I'm going to put the lid on my Instant Pot. Make sure that you have the arrows lined up. And there's an arrow on the front. Now, that means that it's locked. Now that we have the lid on, what we're going to do is to cancel the saute feature. We are going to hit pressure cook. Now, we're on custom pressure cook. We're going to press the center button. And now I'm going to go ahead and turn this up to 12 minutes. And I'm going to hit the start button. And we're going to let the machine do its thing. And when it's done, we'll see you then. And as you can see, I have turned the valve away from my cabinets on that handy Lazy Susan, and I am now going to do a quick release. Now watch, that bad boy's gonna change too. Woo! Keep your hands away, folks. Keep your hands away. Let's spin it just a little more. All right, I want you to note that when this went down, it means that we don't have any more pressure left, okay? So what I'm gonna do is very carefully remove the lid by turning it, and definitely, please, please, please lift away from yourself, okay? Oh my goodness, doesn't that look tasty? Next step, I'm gonna stir it just for grins and giggles. Oh my goodness, you guys, it smells so good. And now we're gonna put our noodles in. Stir it, stir it. Okay. Resist the temptation to add any more liquid. We have done that before and it is not a good idea. All right, so we will make sure that we are back on seal. And now I have to get my bearings, so I'm gonna turn my machine back around so I can see the arrows. And we're gonna do what we did before. Okay, there it is, it's on. And just like we did before, we're gonna go to, okay, I wanted to make sure it's all canceled, it is. Okay, so now I'm gonna go to pressure cook, custom, press the button, make sure it's on high, and then we're gonna come down to 3 minutes this time to get those noodles cooked. I'm gonna hit the start button. All right, that 3 minutes went by quickly, and it pressurized very quickly too to get to that point. So now we have to let it naturally release for 5 minutes. Oh, that looks good, 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 good. Now the last thing we do is to put in 1 cup of sour cream. So this sour cream's named after our favorite little Poochie, Daisy. Well, we have 2 favorites, but she's our favorite girl dog. How about that? All right. Now I'm gonna just mix it all in. Oh wow, this really does smell good. We're gonna enjoy this meal with my brother and sister-in-law tonight with a nice little salad. Make sure you get this nice and incorporated because you want that sour cream to be nice and creamy. And you know, a little tip there is to make sure that you mix your sour cream up well before you start taking it out of the carton so that all the water's incorporated with the fats. All right, kiddos. See, this is why we put so many mushrooms in it. Because if we didn't, there'd be like a lot of empty real estate. And you want to have a chunky, yummy bite and on every spoon or forkful, whatever you choose to use. Well, thanks, Chris and Larry. We're going to go ahead and go eat dinner now. Hope you guys enjoy this recipe.